Some time ago, I did a tutorial in the magazine, and I think kind of mentioned, well, I know I mentioned now that I look back at it, that I was going to show how I made the calendar for that particular tutorial. So apologies for taking so long to do this. I just came across the article again. It reminded me, oops, I never did that. So here we go. Quick, simple way to make yourself a little calendar idea. And it's going to help if we do everything very numerically. So I've got my page set up to 8.5 by 11, a wide page. So I'm going to just take my rectangle tool, click once, which brings up this measurement, and I'm going to change it to a square that's just 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. Now you could do the math. I just wanted to make sure that I would fit a whole 7 days across the page. So I'm going to click OK, and I want this to be just filled with nothing. I could also fill it with white if you wanted to, with a black stroke on it. So that's the first part. The second part is for the first row, I also need to have a place to put the days of the week. So I'm going to change it to 1 1/2 by 1/4. And rather than guess to make sure it's lined up, we'll just make sure it's lined up. We'll use the align palette just to make sure that they are in fact lined up by their centers. Looks like they are. Okay, let's zoom in a bit for this next part. I think I may also move this down a hair. Now, when it comes to putting in our text, one of the things that I would suggest to you is when you're trying to decide the size, even though the temptation will be to start with Sunday, because that's the first day of the week on most calendars, use Wednesday, simply because it's the biggest word. So if this one fits, then the rest of them will as well. So I think I want to change that to not be quite so dark, something like that. And now we're going to make sure that text is aligned center, and I've selected them both. I'm just going to click again on this shape so that Illustrator knows that's the one I want to use to set the position. So there we go. So we're good there, and then the last thing we do is put the number in. Same kind of philosophy. I'm going to start with a big number like 30, since that's going to be one of the bigger numbers. I'm probably going to change the spacing between the two letters. I've clicked once using Option or Alt and the left arrow key to kern them a little bit. And I think in this case I would actually make the alignment left, since some of them are going to be like the single digit numbers, and I'll position accordingly where I want it to go. So that's good. We've got our first one set up, and now we're going to use Illustrator's built-in ability to copy things very, very quickly. So I'm simply going to select all these pieces and then go to Transform Move. There's also a keyboard shortcut if you like, Shift-Command-M or Shift-Control-M on the PC. And because we did this numerically, what we're going to do is change the position horizontally 1 1/4, excuse me, and then 0. And I'm going to also hit the copy button, and you'll see that does a copy exactly. And then we use this command called Transform Again, which really means whatever you just did, do it again. So I'll press Command D for the remainder of the copy. So we've got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so now we have all of our first set. We're going to grab this bunch here, not the day, because I only want that at the top, and again do Move. In this case, we're going to change the horizontal to 0 and the vertical to minus 1.25. That's telling it to go down, and again, copy, and then Command or Control D. Make sure we have enough for the longer months that have 5 weeks in them. So now it's just a matter of changing the type for each one. Oops, don't press the tab key, it's not a table. And we'll do this, of course, for each day of the week, so they work. And you'll have to do this once, of course. Helps if you know how to type things. Almost done. Wow, my typing. So I would, frankly, if it was me, and it is right now, I would save this as you see it, because, of course, the days of the week will never change, but the numbers will. So I would save it this way, and then it's just a matter of looking at an actual calendar and going, okay, February 09 actually starts on a Sunday, so this would be 1, 2, 3, etc. So this is the manual part, but as you can see, the first part, which is getting the actual squares and everything evenly spread out, it's pretty simple if you use the move command followed by transform again, especially when you do it numerically. You know things are just perfectly lined up.